Welcome to the Holly Area Community Show. I'm Jody, your host, and I'm here. I've been waiting to come here for quite some time. I'm at the Knapp Studios with the one and only Johnny Butten. Welcome to the show. Johnny, if you don't know, lives just north of Holly, closer to Hitterdal, just on Highway 26,
Yep.
County Road 26.
County Road 26.
And so we're in his recording studio, and for those of you that know him, he's known as the
World's fastest banjo player.
World's fastest banjo player, right?
Whatever
here.
that means.
And I'm sitting right next to him. So in a moment we'll be listening to his music, but first I know there's a lot of people that have a lot of curiosity about you and just how you got to this neck of the woods.
Big aeroplane.
Oh, a big airplane.
Yeah,
oh.
brought us over the sea, and then we got a truck and came here. It's pretty easy, really.
You came here with your family. You have children
Yep.
and a wife. Yeah.
Yep, I believe so. Yeah, I think I got married once. Yeah.
Last time you checked?
Yeah,
You might want to check that out.
Yeah. Well, I keep getting supper every evening, so there's got to be somebody around.
Wonderful. It's great to have you in the community. You're entertaining people all over. I know that you're a part of at least a couple of local bands. Is that right?
Yep. Long story short, I set the world record as the world's fastest banjo player. It was done as a fundraiser and to promote a Bluegrass festival back home in England.
Home is England. I was picking up on the accent.
Not Australia. Not Australia. Man, the times we've been, well, you come from Australia?
Oh.
No, that's where England sent all the convicts.
So you're not one of those.
200 years ago. Well, I don't know. I may be. We won't go into my dad's history. That would come across the convict line, I think.
That's for another day.
Yeah, that's for another very long day. But I did that, and we got contacted by an agency up here in North Dakota, and wanted me to come up and do some session work and stuff like that. So we looked at the pros and cons, and we moved over. And I'm here with my wife, Sammy, and we have 3 children. Jessica, she graduated high school last May.
And she graduated from where?
From Holly High School.
Holly High School, okay.
Absolutely great school. The principal's an ugly dude. I mean, he
I
won't
know.
mind, he won't mind me
about
saying he's an ugly dude, but he's a great guy.
I
you know.
feel you. Yeah.
Ben is coming up to graduate this coming May, and Georgia's just started. She's 12 years old. And so, yeah, we moved here, and I set up a couple of bands. We've got Johnny Butten and Bluegrass Underground, which is kind of a country rock band, using a drummer and electric guitars and stuff like that. And it's kind of, I would say that's a cross between anything from the Eagles to the Byrds to J.J. Cale to, you know, that old kind of 60s, 70s country rock stuff. And I set up Telegraph Road, which is the Bluegrass band. And things are going pretty good. We did the Minnesota Bluegrass Band Championships here about 6 weeks ago. We got first place for that. And yeah.
You got, of course, yeah. Where I was introduced to you was at the Reach Benefit concert in June, and I had heard about you, but I hadn't heard your music.
Okay.
And people were so entertained. We're just so lucky to have you in the area.
Well, it's a great area to be. I mean, we moved here, and we find that this area in particular is about 20 or 30 years behind where we grew up in England. You know, England's such a small place now, and 80-something million people there. It's very, very aggressive. But here, because you have the space, you still have moral values, the courtesy, and you know, it's a real nice area to bring the kids up and put them through school. We're really glad we moved here.
We're really glad you moved here, too.
Oh, thank you.
And in fact, I want to take a little break and just let some folks hear your music if they haven't heard it before. So we'll be right back after the music of Johnny Butten. And we're back, and that's so fun. Now, that was bluegrass music, correct?
That's right, yep.
And is that the only style of music you play?
No. I started out playing bluegrass when I was about 9 years old. Beverly Hillbillies TV show.
Oh, yeah.
That's what got me started, was hearing the banjo playing on that. But over the years, I moved into being a session musician in a studio, much like this, actually, the first studio I started in. And as a lot of musicians will know, to be a session musician, the more genres, the more styles you can play, the more work you're potentially going to get. Okay. So I moved into country and jazz and a bit of rock, bit of funk, blues, all kinds of stuff.
A little bit of everything.
Yep.
What's your favorite style of music to play?
You know, I don't know. It depends on the mood I'm in. And I think most musicians would kind of associate with that. You know, if you're in an upbeat mood, maybe you're into listening to some jazz or some stuff like that. If you're kind of chilled out at the end of the day, maybe a bit of reggae or maybe a bit of blues or something. So I can't say I have any one style. I can't say I have any one particular favorite instrument even. It all depends on the mood.
What other instruments do you play?
I play obviously banjo, play guitar, acoustic and electric guitar, fiddle, mandolin, viola, bass, electric bass and upright bass. And I've been known to tinkle around a little bit on a piano, but I wouldn't call myself a piano player.
You're not the world's fastest pianist.
No.
Okay.
I'm a one-hit pony on kind of boogie woogie stuff on piano.
Okay, and you've done some songwriting.
Done songwriting and a bunch of teaching. I've been teaching at a store in Moorhead, but more predominantly now I'm teaching out of the studio here at home. That was the main reason for building the studio.
I was going to ask, so the studio, what was the inspiration to build the studio?
Number one, it was for want of a better phrase, it was my man cave, if you like. It was, you know,
yeah.
we tried setting a studio up in the home, and the problem was somebody come to the door, the dogs bark, all of a sudden you've just ruined what could be a great take on the stuff. So we built the studio here, and it's actually doubled. I mean, we're recording stuff here for the bands. I'm teaching out of here, and the other thing is I'm using this to help local community. You know, our rates aren't astronomical, and I like to take the time to help other people. That's why I enjoy teaching. You know, to see other people come alive and see them gradually progress, and something they, well, man, I'm never going to be able to play this, and gradually you can break it down, and 6 weeks later they go, wow, I've got it.
I'm playing it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know,
wonderful.
and then to bring somebody in the studio and it's a song they've written, and we can produce it and make it, you know, more professional sounding, if you like, more commercial sounding, and they go out going, man, I wrote this and it was just me and an acoustic guitar, and now I've got synthesizers and strings and piano, and you know, people go away really happy and they feel they've achieved something. Mm-hmm. If they never do anything else with it in their life, they've got something as a hard copy they can look back on and go, oh, I did that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I want to give the listeners another chance to listen to your music. Sure. And so we need some time for that, but I could talk to you all day. It's so interesting, and it's so wonderful to have you here, and we'd just like to welcome you and your family. And
thank you so much.
So for now, the music of Johnny Butten.